G'day folks, Jim here from FX Charts, Tuesday the 18th of February. Thanks for tuning in. It's been a pretty steady session. It's been quiet because of the US holiday today, but there wasn't an awful lot of action in the currencies apart from sterling, which continued to march higher before turning around pretty sharply. We're going to have a look at the charts in a second. But today we've got some action coming up. We've got the RBA Minutes immediately ahead of us. And then later on in the day, we've got the Bank of Japan meeting. No change expected, but it'll be interesting to hear what Kuroda has to say. And then later in the afternoon, or in the evening, I should say, we've got the German ZEW Economic Sentiment Survey and the UK inflation data. So we're going to have a look at the charts and start off with the euro. Now the euro's done really very little today. It has been up to 137.25, 137.24 actually, and it's backed off ahead of important resistance being the 61.8% retracement of this whole move down. So that comes in about 137.35.40, and we've got this previous spike up here at 137.40 as well. So that could well cap it on the day. The 4-hour charts are looking as though they're a little bit soggy, and we may see a bit of a drift off. I don't think we're going to go anywhere too far on the downside though, and I think 136.50 probably covers it today. In the bigger picture, we've got we're well above the 100-day moving average now. That's at just above 136, 136.10 or so. The interesting stuff to look at though really is on the Ichimoku charts. Now, if we go to the dailies, the daily cloud we've actually broken above it here. So that's telling us that we have got some increasing upside momentum in the near term. The weeklies, we've also broken resistance here. That's at the weekly 10 can that we've broken above. So if we stay above this level, that's 136.80, 85, somewhere around there. So if we stay above there, then it does increase the odds of a move higher. However, when we go out to the monthlies, as I've showed you before, we're hitting right up against the base of the cloud, monthly cloud here, and that's capped it on previous attempts. And if that continues to do so, then we may see a rollover back to the downside. But in the meantime, as I say, the dailies and the weeklies are looking a bit more positive for a bit of a move higher. As for today, though, I think 137.40 probably caps the top side, and I really don't think we're probably going much below 136.75. Certainly not below 136.5 today, I don't think. Right, go and have a look at dollar yen. Now that got down to 101.38, I should say, after the poor GDP number yesterday. It's since recovered, it's looking okay. Now we've got the BOJ meeting this afternoon. As I say, no change expected. There's plenty of good sellers up around here, this 102, 102.20 area. If we do break higher, then we might sort of head up towards 102.5, 102.75 up to around this high here. I'm not really sure we're heading up there today. I think 102.5 probably caps it if we get that far. On the downside, we've got plenty of support down around this 101.40 area, and we've got this rising trend support down here around 101.20. Now, if we go out to the dailies, as you can see, it's a little bit messy, but the orange line here is the 100-day moving average, and then we've got the FIBO support and the trend support below that. A break of that sort of 101 area, we then would be in a bit of trouble, I think, and head back towards 100, where there's a 200-day moving average lies. But I don't think we're heading in that direction yet. And realistically, on the day, just go back and have a look at the hourly charts. We're going to see some resistance as we approach sort of this 102, 10, 15, 20 area. As I say, we might hit a little bit higher, but I really think that the 38.2% retracement of the move down from the recent highs, that should hold it at around 102.5. Cable, well, that's where all the action was today. Stops got set off in Asia first of all, took us up to 168.21 was the high, before profit taking set in and drove it immediately back down to 167. Now we've held 167 so far, the lows being 166.95, currently at 167 sort of 10-15 area. but the 4-hour momentum indicators are pointing sharply lower now. So I don't think we're going to regain this high today. We could get up to 167.5, but I don't think we're going much above that. Having said that, the dailies are still pointing higher. Now, a lot will depend on the CPI number today. If that comes out below the 2% annualised target rate of the Bank of England, then we're probably heading a bit lower. But for the time being, 167 appears to be a bit of a base. If we were to break that, this is a 166.67 area, which was this high here, and that'll provide some support. 166.25, that'll provide a bit of support, but we don't really see much until 166.05 down around here, and below that would head a fair bit lower down to sort of 165, 30, 40. Don't think we're going there today, but watch out for the inflation data. And I've just got a feeling that if we do see 167.5 today, it might not be a bad sell for another test of 167 and possibly lower. And I'm basing that purely on the momentum in the 4-hour charts. Dollar Swiss has done nothing. No point hanging around there. I'd be sidelined. There's good support down around here, 89. And there's decent resistance at 89, 35, 40. We're stuck in the middle at the moment. The 4 hours look as though it might be trying to find a bit of a base, but realistically, if they don't, we're going to come back down here and have a look at this level here, just above 88.75. The dailies are looking a little bit soggy as well, so I kind of think that might be the direction of it. On the top side, as I say, 89.35 is probably a bit toppish on the day, but if we can break above there, we might sort of head up towards 89, sort of 70 or so, but I don't really think we're likely to see it up there today. The Aussie, we've got the RBA Minutes out today. The Aussie's sitting around here at the moment at 90.30. Now it's struggling at this sort of 90, 70, 80 resistance here, which has been the previous highs. And if we break above that, we're running into more sellers at around 91. There are stops supposedly above there, but we've got the 100-day moving average at 91.30 and the 200-day moving average now at 90, just around 92. That's the pink, the blue line there. I don't think we're going there today. The dailies are positive though. So I kind of like the idea of buying any dips that we might see below 90. And the 4-hour charts are suggesting that we may actually get a chance of seeing that. They look as though they're running out of a bit of momentum here, and we might get a test back down towards this sort of area here. So 88. Well, that's really 90 the figure. This low here was sort of 80, 89.25. Don't think we're going that low, and 89.70 probably holds it on the day. We've got what do we got here? The 100-hour moving average at 90.15, the 200-hour moving average at 89.80, and the first FIBO support at 89.70. We've also got this minor rising trend support here. So I think on the day, 89.70 probably does hold it on the downside. But as I say, if we do see a dip down to around there, I actually quite like buying it, because I do think the dailies still look a bit positive. I wouldn't be looking for too much, and much at 91.50 to 92. If we saw it up there, I think you'd be looking to turn and go short again. The Kiwi, nothing to report there really. It's heading sideways. It did get up to 81.92, I think. Sorry, 83.92 overnight, but it's done nothing since, and it's just mucking about here. I think we've probably reckoned for more of a range trade today, and 83.5 to 83.30 to 83.80, 90. I don't think we're going above there today. Should cover it. The only thing that might push it higher is if the RBA come out and are particularly bullish about the Aussie, which I can't see why they would be. But if they push the Aussie higher, they might drag the Kiwi up with it. But I think that's pretty long odds to do that. And the dailies on the Kiwi, as I say, every time it gets up here towards this 84, we do back off fairly sharply. So if we saw it above there, 84.32 is its previous high. So that might be a bit of a target, but I'd be looking to sell into that strength, I think, for another move back into the sideways range that we've been in previous months. So that's about it today. As I say, we've got the RBA and the BOJ coming up. Then we've got UK inflation data and the German and EU ZEW survey. Very little out of the States, so it could be another fairly range-bound session, but overall the dollar still looks soft. Metals are higher, which what that also suggests that the dollar is not going to turn around and go any higher anytime soon. So I think the dollar looks to me to stay under a little pressure, albeit possibly not going anywhere too far today. So that's about it. Have a very good day's trading, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Cheers.